As of today.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the September 5th Town Board meeting. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Jeff Renahan, First Ward.
Jessica Lopez, Third Ward.
Matthew Oliver, 5th Ward.
Ann Shushin, 6th Ward.
Felicia Salvatore, Town Clerk.
Jim Nelson, Attorney for the Town.
John Baisley, Town Supervisor. Welcome, everybody. We have a rather small agenda tonight. We have 3 public hearings to start with. The one is a property maintenance on 22 Dorless. The second one's property maintenance on Autumn Drive. And the third one's a property maintenance on 766 Main Street. I'd like to make a motion to open public hearing number 1 on 22 Dorless Drive.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Note that Mr. Safone has arrived. First public hearing is a property maintenance for 22 Dorless Drive. Is there anybody here that would like to comment on 22 Dorless Drive? No? If not, can I make a motion to close public hearing number
So
1?
move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie pursuant to a public hearing held on September 5th, 2018, at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 Overocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, under Chapter 159 of the Town of Poughkeepsie Code entitled Property Maintenance. So it's hereby determined that the property located at 22 Dorless Drive, Town of Poughkeepsie, County of Dutchess, State of New York, bearing grid number 6162-20-877212, owned by Papa Ging, is in violation of Town Code 159, Property Maintenance 159-1A, and be it further resolved that the legal notice of public hearing was posted on August 16, 2018, published in the Poughkeepsie Journal on August 21st, 2018, and mailed to the owner by certified mail return receipt requested on August 8, 2018. And be it further resolved that the said determination is based on a presentation and report submitted at a public hearing by the Town of Poughkeepsie Zone Administrator. And be it further resolved that the said owner of 22 Dorless Drive has not complied with the order to remedy. And be it further resolved that the Town Hall, by its Highway Department or town contractor, cause the removal of all garden waste, fallen tree limbs, and shall cut and continue to cut the grass to a height not to exceed 6 inches, and continue maintenance thereafter if the premise continues not to be properly maintained, the cost of which shall be added to the property tax bill pursuant to Town Code 159-13. So move.
Second. We have a motion, second. Any comment on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-0. Make a motion to open public hearing number 2 for 87 Autumn Drive property maintenance.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody here to discuss 87 Autumn Drive? Come on up, just state your name.
Yes, hi, good evening. My name is Kate Henning, and I'm an attorney for Raz Boriskin, and I represent the bank in this matter, the owner of the property.
Could you just speak in the mic so we can record it? Thanks.
Yes, should I sit, stand?
Yeah, you can sit.
So, good evening. My name is Kate Henning. I'm an attorney for Raz Boriskin, the law firm that represents the bank in this matter, the owner of the property. And we have just received a referral for this matter last Friday. We did speak with our client about having the property maintained because of the long weekend, the holiday weekend. Haven't been able to clarify whether or not the property has been maintained as of today. At this time, if I could ask for a brief adjournment, this way we can speak with our client about having the property maintained.
What do you think the time frame is that they would get it maintained?
The standard that I would ask for is 30 days. It's up to you to decide whether or not that would be enough. That would be
What we've been known to do in a case like this, being that we've already spent the money on the public notice and stuff, is pass it and then let you coordinate with the zoning administrator as quick as possible to get it cleaned up so we don't have to go out and get it, and so we don't have to go out and re-advertise for bid. And this saves us, if they only do it once and don't do it, gives us a chance to go back out and do it again. But if you contact the zoning administrator in the morning and work it out with her how quickly you can get it done, she'll do that prior to sending somebody out to do it, to work with her.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just, I'm sorry.
And that seems to make it a lot easier. That way we don't have to re-advertise and go out that way. But it also gives you a chance to coordinate the cleanup with her. 'Cause it'll take her a week or so to get somebody out there anyway.
Okay, so just to clarify then, you would like us to get in touch with the zoning administrator about coordinating a cleanup, and if we can get that arranged, then the town will.
Then she'll hold off from
won't take
sending
care of
somebody
it.
out. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. We'd more than likely love to see somebody else do it as opposed to us doing, having to go through the process of having to put on the tax bills and stuff. It makes it a lot easier if we know you're maintaining it.
okay, and can I have is there a number or a contact person for the zoning administrator, just so I know?
Yeah, as soon as you get done, you can go, the head of planning and development sitting back there, he can give you all the right information and
Okay.
contact.
Just want to make sure we're contacting the right person. Okay.
Thank you. Anybody have any other questions? Make a motion to close this public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie pursuant to a
Thank you.
public hearing held on September 5th, 2018 at 7:00 PM at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 Over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, under Chapter 159 of the Town of Poughkeepsie Code entitled Property Maintenance, does hereby determine that the property located at 87 Autumn Drive, Town of Poughkeepsie, County of Dutchess, State of New York, bearing grid number 6259-01-077850, owned by Stenneth and Michelle Blackburn, is in violation of Town Code Chapter 159, Property Maintenance 159-51A, and be it further resolved that the legal notice of public hearing was posted on August 16th, 2018, published in the Poughkeepsie Journal on August 21st, 2018, and mailed to the owner by certified mail, return receipt requested on August 8th, 2018. And be it further resolved that said determination is based on the presentation and report submitted at public hearing by the Town of Poughkeepsie zoning administrator, and be it further resolved that said owner of 87 Autumn Drive has not complied with the order to remedy, and be it further resolved that the town shall, by its highway department or town contractor, cause the removal of all garden waste, fallen tree limbs, and shall cut and continue to cut the grass to a height not to exceed 6 inches, and continue maintenance thereafter if the premises continues not to be properly maintained, the cost of which shall be added to the property tax bill pursuant Town Code 159-13. So moved?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Come to public hearing number 3. Property maintenance on 766 Main Street. Make a motion to open public hearing number 3.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody here to discuss public hearing number 3, 766 Main Street? Nobody? All right, make a motion to close public hearing number 3.
Second.
Moved?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Swell.
Be resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie, pursuant to a public hearing held on September 5th, 2018, at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 Over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, under Chapter 159 of the Town of Poughkeepsie Code entitled Property Maintenance, does hereby determine that the property located at 766 Main Street, Town of Poughkeepsie, County of Dutchess, State of New York, bearing grid number 616107742820, owned by U.S. Bank National Association, is in violation of the Town Code Chapter 159 Property Maintenance 159.51A, and be it further resolved that the legal notice of public hearing was posted on August 16, 2018, published in the Poughkeepsie Journal on August 21, 2018, and mailed to the property owner by certified mail, return receipt requested on August 8, 2018. And be it further resolved that said determination is based on the presentation and report submitted at the public hearing by the Town of Poughkeepsie zoning administrator, and Be it further resolved that said owner of 766 Main Street has not complied with the order to remedy, and be it further resolved that the town shall, by its highway department or town contractor, cause the removal of all garden waste, fallen tree limbs, and shall cut and continue to cut the grass to a height not to exceed 6 inches and continue maintenance thereafter. If the premise continues not to be properly maintained, the cost of which shall be added to the property tax bill pursuant to Town Code 159-13, so moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions on this one? I just know this is one of the ones that Ann's been chased around, and it's right on Main Street as you enter the Arlington district, so be happy to get this one cleaned up too.
Absolutely.
That brings us to the end of our public.
Vote on it.
Oh, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. That brings us to the end of our public hearings. And for regular town board agenda items, first one's Habitat for Humanity, Make a Difference Block Party. 2 is Poughkeepsie Elks Club Motorcycle Run for John Falcone. 3, waiving the fees for the Old Fashioned Cider Mill Tasting Event. 4 is the resignation of Heather Lamore from the Justice Court. 5, appoint Michelle Alcalfarada to Justice Court Clerk. 6, Hudson River Storm Surge Proposal. 7, appoint alternate planning board member Joan Quinn. 8, appoint Jennifer Strayle, part-time clerk in the planning department. 10, authorize the supervisor to sign a member of understanding for sustainable water and wastewater. 11, consent to planning board's lead agency for A, emergency 1, and B, Camelot Village Mobile Home Park. 12, notification of claims to refer to legal, Brody versus Town and Clary versus Town. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for any item on the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody that would like to, Mr. Armstrong?
There's some special consents too, I don't know.
What was that?
Oh, we have special consents.
Yeah, 3 of them. 3 special consent.
Number 9, could the Hudson River storm surge?
Hold on one second, Mr. Armstrong.
Oh, okay.
3 special consents, a budget modification for the police department, a budget modification for the water department, and submission of a grant application at Hagen Town Pump Station, or 3 other items. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Armstrong.
Number 9, the Hudson River storm surge proposals. Could you elaborate on what that is about? Or
Yeah, the Army Corps of Engineers, after the last major hurricane down in New York City, is looking at proposals to try to preserve the city from the damages they got last time. And Riverkeeper and some other groups want the time extension on the proposals to really understand what they are. One of them is to put in basically gates to close off the river, and they're afraid it'll affect the ecological system. And one of the other proposals was, building barricades and different things, and they really want them to look seriously into it a little further before they jump to the conclusion. So this is basically asking them to extend that period so we can get a better chance to look deeper into what it is, because it came about in the time frame, it's just about up for the comment period. So we're asking them, putting our 2 cents in, that we'd like them to wait and have a longer public comment period on this.
so it's not our town borders on the Hudson that are worried about storm surge control?
No, but we're worried about what it's going to do to the
Well,
system.
I
And,
understand.
and it could be storm surge controls, according to what they do down there. Would it affect us if they put gates and locks in and the water's going out? What does that block
Well, I
up
guess
to?
my other question was what areas of the Hudson that are in town of Poughkeepsie land that would be subject to a storm surge? Because there's very few places that are owned by the town that
have-
I'm aware of that border right on the Hudson
Yeah,
River.
we have 8 miles of, waterfront. And
We do, but
Yeah.
most of it, there's very little of it that is, well, I guess I want to say, there's nothing there that are the town responsibilities as far as owning
No.
what would be damaged, but that's.
Yeah, we have one
beside the
small
point.
park in the Hamilton, the Hamburg, and the train.
Yeah, right. I guess seeing as how it's a different subject of what I was thinking, a few years back, I can remember that they were looking to different places where they could dredge to take the stuff and use it down in the city area. And the Pirate Canoe Club was one of them. And of course, that died out. We never knew what happened with it. But I'm wondering if this might be a revival, that they were looking to dredge different areas to get substance to build up down on their shorelines.
Yeah, that wasn't one of the, there was 5 different proposals. That wasn't one of them. One of the ones that they're real nervous about is the fact that they want to put the gates
Gates.
across, because it affects the tide going both ways, and what's going to do to the ecological system in the river, which we
Right.
depend a lot on.
Right, right.
And if they do that, does it back the water up further into all the areas going up and down?
And I think the other one that you're going to bring up, and he'll probably explain the answers to me, but, all right, that's a different thing. All right, that's good for now. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anybody else who would like to discuss anything on the agenda? Come on up, sir.
Yeah, hi. This is Avinash and my wife Varsha Patel, and we live at 55 Marple Road. We are the co-owner. And on our right side, 47 Marple Road, there is one of the lot which is vacant, and it's not taken care by the owner of 47. And we are encountering so much problem since 2011 to till now, and a lot of times the tree fallen on our property, and it's an ongoing problem, and we don't know what to do, who to contact.
We'll address it with the zoning administrator.
If this is the same one, I had another constituent on Marple Road Extension call me about this, I believe this same property. And Lizette went to go take a look at it and realized it's actually on the city because that street is split. So if it's the same property, no?
Lisette, if Lisette says that's the one, because I complained and I spoke with her and she told me that I have to come over here and suggest the board.
Oh, okay.
They can help me.
Okay, we'll look into it, and I'll get your name and number, and I'll give you a call back, myself or Jessica, because it's Jessica's ward, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And one more point, I suggested her because of the leaves and branches falling down from the trees and then covered up the drainage of the street. And we have to go out and clean up the drainage because in heavy rain or anything, nobody's coming to clean up the drainage. And because of that reason, the water from the street coming inside in my driveway and coming in my garage. So we fixed it couple of years ago, and again, I don't want that problem, so I go out in a heavy rain and cover, cleaning up. Because since last year, me and my husband has accident, and it's a hard, limited time we can go out, but that's a problem I wanted to solve, because otherwise there is no reason to paying taxes to the town and they are not helping us.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and address it. This is the first time I heard of this one. Leave your number with Felicia, and I'll get back to you tomorrow or Friday. We'll go out and look at it and see what it is to make sure it's ours, and we'll address it from there going forward.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, yes, thank you.
No, thank you. Anybody else? If not, a motion to resume the rules? All those in favor?
Aye.
Yep. Resolution 4. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie has heretofore received an application submitted by Habitat for Humanity of Dutchess County to hold a Make a Difference block party event in the parking lot of 625 Dutchess Turnpike, Poughkeepsie, New York, on October 27th, 2018, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And whereas Acre Group LLC, the owner of the property, has given their permission for the event to be held on their property, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does not include the vendors of food participating in the block party event as peddlers and hawkers, and these vendors are thereby exempt from the provisions of Chapter 151 of the Town Code. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application as submitted for said event to be held on Saturday, October 27th, 2018, between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. in the parking lot of 625 Dutchess Turnpike, Poughkeepsie, New York, and does hereby authorize the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department Traffic Division to close said parking lot in front of the building, but allowing access for emergency vehicles from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does heretofore received an application from Norman Dennis on behalf of the Poughkeepsie Elks Club to hold a motorcycle ride for John Falcone and Tim Gunther Memorial to be held on September 9th, 2018, from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application for said motorcycle ride as submitted pending receipt of a certificate of liability insurance naming the Town of Poughkeepsie as an additional insured. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion passes 6-0. Whereas the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie has heretofore received an application submitted by Cider Mill Friends of Open Spaces and Historic Preservation to hold the 6th Annual Old Fashioned Cider Tasting Event at the historic Kimlin Cider Mill, Cedar Avenue, Poughkeepsie, New York, on Saturday, October 13th, 2018, from 11 to 3. And whereas the presence of food vendors is a vital part of a successful event, now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does not include the vendors of food participating in the old-fashioned cider tasting as peddlers and hawkers, and these vendors are hereby exempt from the provision of Chapter 151 of the Town Code. Be it further resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie has hereby approved the application as submitted for said event to be held on Saturday, October 13th, 2018, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is hereby waive all permit fees relating to the old-fashioned cider tasting event pursuant to request received by Lisa Weiss, President, copy of which is attached. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one?
Yeah, and I just have a question. Where are we parking for this?
We park, we park on one side of Cedar Avenue and down, Kimlin Court.
Okay, just wanted to know. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, parking is always difficult.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Abstention, one abstention.
Motion passes 5, 1 abstention. So,
Be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the resignation of Heather Lamore, Court Clerk with the Town of Poughkeepsie Justice Court, effective September 7th, 2018. So move.
Second.
motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Resolution number 8, be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Michelle Alcoforado to the exempt position of permanent full-time court clerk, grade 3, step 1, with the town court at the salary of $16.9784 per hour, effective September 10th, 2018, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 8 nor more than 26 weeks per civil service law, and be it further resolved that the town board is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Whereas the town of Poughkeepsie, because it is located on the Hudson River, is potentially at risk of suffering coastal storm damage, and whereas the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is developing a coastal storm risk management feasibility study, which study is to be used to develop preferred methods to prevent and mitigate coastal storm damage, and whereas this board finds that the allowed time for public review and comment on the study is short and that the additional information is required, now therefore be it resolved the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie adopts the resolution annexed hereto as Exhibit A, requesting the extension of the public scoping comment period and the scheduling of additional public meetings and comment sessions regarding coastal storm damage prevention. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Joan Quinn to the current vacant position on the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board as an alternate, which appointment expired on December 31st, 2019. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Jennifer Strout to the position of permanent part-time clerk, grade 4, step 1, with the planning department at a salary of $18.73. Okay, let's try that again. 18.7320 per hour, effective September 17th, 2018, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 8, no more than 26 weeks per civil service law, and be further resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0. Whereas the City of Beacon, Town of East Fishkill, Town of Fishkill, Village of Fishkill, Town of Wappingers, Village of Wappingers, and the Town of Poughkeepsie have a common interest in ensuring the maintenance and improvement of sustainable and economical water and wastewater services and systems for the residents and businesses, which can be better advanced through joint municipal planning and action. Now therefore be resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorized to supervise and execute a memorandum of understanding for intermunicipal collaboration to promote sustainable water and wastewater systems in substantially the form annexed. And be further resolved, the Town of Poughkeepsie appoints Supervisor John Basie to be its working group representative in collaboration. And be further resolved that because this collaboration calls for planning, education, study, rather than the implementation of specific programs, is a type 2 action requiring no environmental review. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. And before we vote, this was a group of supervisors and mayors from here down south that got together. And one of the things we're looking is to make interconnections if something goes wrong with anybody's water, you know, with LaGrange, with Fishkill, and then also the effects of the salt on their aquifers, which they have, so that if something goes wrong, we'll have a field where we all can work together. So this is a starting base. We've all met separately. Now we're trying to meet together as a group to see what we can do to work to connect our waters to each town. If something goes wrong in one town, we won't be stuck hanging out in the air, so we can all work together, promoting water in the future and cleaner water in the future. It's a little bit different than the Hudson 7.
Yeah, and so, the city of Poughkeepsie was not interested in participating in this?
At this point, they're looking, but they haven't joined on yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems as though there's an emphasis on sustainability and environmental protection in this as well. Is this going to earn us points on our climate
They
smart?
may. We can find out.
Okay.
They may. It started.
It's an intermunicipal agreement.
Started with somebody, I think the Fishkill supervisor was worried about the salt, and what damage it was doing, and some of the aquifers have a lot of extra water in them. So then it just kept growing, and some of us had met before. We had met with LaGrange prior to this, and then we've met with Wappingers and the Village of Wappingers, and they started meeting the other end. So we're all trying to do the same thing. Let's just get together and see if we can intertwine this all together. So,
Great.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby consent to the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board acting as secret lead agency. Notice of intent paperwork can be found in the Town Clerk's office for the project known as Emergency 1, 2555 South Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, tax parcel number 6060-02-994-630. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby consent to the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board acting as secret lead agency. Notice of intent paperwork can be found in the Town Clerk's office for the project known as Camelot Village Mobile Home Park Site Plan, 589 and 621 Sheaf Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, tax parcel number 6159-03-175445 and 6159-03-247420. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any question on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Number 14 is a notification of claim, refer to legal, Brody versus the town and Cleary versus the town. Number 15 is be it resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby grant special consent to the following items to wit. 1, authorize Controller's Office budget modification for the Police Department. 2 is authorize the Controller's Office to do a budget modification for the Water Department. And 3, authorize Engineering Department submission of grant application for Hagan Pump Station replacement. And be it further resolved that upon the objection of any member of the Town Board, an item may be removed from the list and voted on separately. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Special consent 1, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby modify the 2018 budget pursuant to the attached budgetary transfer request form submitted by the Comptroller to allow for the Police Department to cover the cost of new Lexipol software installation as follows. From B 3120-0102 longevity pay, $20,000, to B 3120-0414 computer software, $20,000. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this? Lexipol was a software they discussed with us last month. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby modify the 2018 budget pursuant to the attached budgetary transfer request form submitted by the Comptroller to allow the Water Department to cover the cost of overtime due to abnormal winter as follows. From F, 8320-0103, $10,000 to F 8340-0103, $10,000, so moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorized the supervisor or his designated to submit an application to the New York State Environmental Facilities Corp. through the New York State Water Infrastructure Improvement Act, WIA, requesting fund in the amount of $116,750 or 25% of the total estimated cost of $467,000 for replacement of the Hagentown Pump Station, town being committed to providing $350,250 or 75% of the project cost. Therefore, be resolved, the town board determines that the proposed action is a type 2 action under secret regulations 617.59C2, replacement, rehabilitation, or construction of a structure or facility in kind on the same site, and therefore no further review is required under secret. So moved.
Second.
And second, any questions on this one? This was to get a pump station out of the floodplain, besides the fact that it was real old and it was under the DEC consent order. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Come the end of our board meeting, I'll make a motion open for public comment on any item. At all? Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody got anything else to say? Anybody? No? If not, a motion to resume the rules?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
A motion to adjourn? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Town board adjourns at 7:31. Everybody have a great night.